Hi everybody, it's me, Crystal. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today we are finishing up Inktober with prompt number 31, which is Crawl. Unfortunately for this one, I somehow missed filming the sketch and lining part. I did the sketch using a mechanical pencil. I lined it using a medium-sized Faber-Castell Pitt pen in black. For Crawl, I immediately thought of doing either Reagan from The Exorcist when she's doing the crab walk thing, and the girl from the Ring series, Sadako. We're going with the Japanese version. After getting my lining in, I cover the background completely in black. My cool gray Marabu markers have had it, so I am using mostly the warm grays. I am still using the cool gray for the lightest parts. And these are the Marabu sketch marker Graphix. They're alcohol-based markers, and these came in the robot set. I also pull in a neutral gray Copic marker to help marry the warm grays and the cool gray that I'm using. I'm starting with some of the darker tones and then going into the lighter ones and then going between them in order to blend them out. I'm also using the Faber-Castell Pitt pen, the brush one, to help add my darkest blacks, and I'm pulling in a little bit of hatching towards the inside of her leg where it's the darkest. I'm also pulling in a white gel pen to pull back out some highlights throughout. For each of her limbs, I'm basically going to be repeating the same process. I add a little bit more to that shadow I have underneath her, and then I pull in the warm gray, just the base medium color for the floor. I also pull in the darker warm gray a little bit later to add some texturing and a little bit more depth to that floor too. This was one of those projects that I just couldn't sleep, so I decided to draw. I do that sometimes. It helps me pass the time when I'm just not going to be productive and I can't sleep anyway. Might as well make use of it. For her hair, I do a base layer of the darkest warm gray. I also leave some white areas towards the scalp so that she already has some of the built-in highlights. I start working on her dress a little bit, and I start with the neutral gray, but then I decide to finish up her one arm. I start with the neutral gray for that one, pull in the lightest cool gray, and then pull in the two darker warmer grays to even it out, and then pull in just a touch of black for the darker shadows. I still use that white gel pen to re-pull out some bright white areas for the highlights. I return back to the dress and just do a base layer of that neutral gray. I switch to the medium warm gray after using the lightest cool gray in order to get the lightest gray elements in. Then I go back to finishing up the other side of the floor. I jump around a lot when I draw and paint. It helps give it time to dry, first of all, but second of all, it helps you look at the entire piece as a whole instead of just the tiny little bit that you're working on. I pull in the medium and dark tones and the light ones into the other sleeve that I hadn't touched yet. Then I start using the brush pen marker to bring in some lines into the dress and the hair. I'm still allowing the dark, warm gray to peek through some of the lines so that there's a mid-tone in the hair. I switched to the smaller Faber-Castell Pitt pen, which is a smaller liner, to do some loose flyaway hairs and the bits of hair that kind of go over her body. And because I love a pop of red and love doing little blood splatters and pools, I am pulling in some red to do that. At first, it's just a normal red. It is one of the Marabu ones. It's kind of like an orangey red. And then I pull in the garnet Copic marker color. I love using this deeper garnet color for blood. It just works really well for that for me. I also use it a lot. I always have a refill on standby. I switch to my white gel pen to pull back out some really bright highlights in the dress. And then I switch back to the grays in order to even it out. Basically, I'm just jumping around with the different items I've already used, blending stuff out, defining some other stuff, just basically doing what I feel it needs as I go. Towards the end of the drawings, I always seem to jump around a lot more with the different markers and pens that I've been using. It's usually better to gradually do small minor tweaks, because if you make a mistake, it's easier to fix and cover up than if you did a large change on something. Because it is inspired by the Ring and I felt there was some empty space, I decided to use my circle stencil and my white gel pen and do a little circle in the background. I did this just to reference the ring of light that's in the foams. I should really rewatch the first 4 Ringu movies again. I have them on DVD. And maybe I should reread the first 3 books. I don't have Birthday yet. Need to get that eventually. But with that, this project and therefore this video is pretty much done. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, feelings, or concerns, you want to let me know how your Inktober went, let me know all about that in that comment section down below. I'm so excited that we did it. We're done. Woohoo! If you want to see more art-related videos from me, please feel free to subscribe. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day or night to watch this video and listen to me ramble. I greatly appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon, and you will definitely be hearing from me soon. Happy Halloween, everybody!